A mother tried calling 3 times. You hung up 3 times.
I just didn't feel like working.
Stand up right now.
I didn't feel like working that day. That was Crenshonda Latrice Williams, 23 years old, 18 months on the job as a 911 dispatcher for Harris County, Texas. And in that moment, sitting at her console on the 5th floor of the Emergency Communications Center on Travis Street in downtown Houston, she had just admitted to failing a family in the worst way imaginable. What investigators had uncovered in the weeks leading up to this confrontation was a pattern so callous, so indifferent to human suffering, that seasoned detectives struggled to process it. 47 emergency calls over 10 months, medical emergencies, domestic violence, car accidents on I-10 and the Katy Freeway.
Jail. I mean, there's only one word, right? Jail. Because, the audacity of some people, bro, like the audacity of some people, man, like, bro, I'm not even gonna lie, like, listen, I'm Gen Z myself, right? But some of you Gen Z people, like, y'all need to, like, really learn, like, some people just don't think that life has any rules and regulations, and, like, just, like, being there for other people and understanding that, you have a job to do. Like, what do you mean you just didn't feel like working? You are a 911 dispatcher. That is, like, one of the most critical jobs in US, like, ever. Like, you're talking about people who are dying, people who have accidents, domestic violence, as this reporter said. Oh, I just didn't feel like working today. I just couldn't be bothered. It was just too much for me to answer the phone. So, you know what? I'm gonna answer the phone, say 911, this is Shaquisha, or whatever the hell her name is. Hey, ma'am, I just got into an accident. Bleep. I'm just gonna hang up on these people. You know how much of a dickhead you have to be? Do you know with how much hubris you have to operate to do that to people? Knowing that people's lives are on the line? Yeah, just send her to jail, bro. Solitary confinement, bro. This is crazy. And apparently, I did a little bit of research into this, and I think one of the people that she hung up on actually ended up losing their life because she hung up the 911 call. 47 instances over the last 18 months. Incredible. I don't know how some of these people live with themselves, man. This is crazy. As a 911 dispatcher, she's doing that.
Yesterday, I listened for several hours of 3 United States presidents who do not know Jesse Jackson. He maintained a tense relationship with the political order, not because the presidents were white or black, but the demands of our message, the demands of speaking for the least of these, those who were disinherited, the damned, the dispossessed, the disrespected, demanded not Democratic or Republican solutions, but demanded a consistent, prophetic voice that at no point in time ever sold us out as a people. And it speaks volumes about who the Reverend Jesse Jackson was. Our message has already been delivered today. I can see it all over my mother's face. Rise, Jesse, rise. Give Jonathan Jackson another great round of applause for delivering our family message to the world.
But that's just what the Democratic Party is, right? This just shows you who the people are who are within the Democratic Party. And listen, I'm not a Republican either, right? I don't really mess with what Trump is doing right now, right? But it just shows you, I still cannot understand how people support this party. Like I really cannot understand. Like Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, and Obama all gave speeches at Jesse Jackson's funeral. Why they were there? Probably because he was black and they were trying to fit in and they were trying to push a black agenda. But according to his own son, Jesse Jackson wasn't even close with none of them like that. He barely knew them. And they maintained a tense relationship, according to his own son. Who would know better? And he specifically asked that nobody bring up politics and try to push a certain agenda at the funeral. But yet still, Obama and Kamala, I really didn't see anything of Joe Biden, all did what they asked them not to do at a going home service, a funeral for a family member. That just tells you everything you need to know about the Democratic Party.
To me, to be completely honest, sometimes you can't explain everything.
Flagler County Sheriff's deputies responded to Florida Park Drive in Palm Coast for a welfare check on 20-year-old Ann Mae DiMaggillo Friday. Deputies received a 911 call from a person who said DiMaggillo had sent a message on social media that she had a baby.
The caller informed operators that a 20-year-old Ann Mae DiMaggillo had sent messages to the caller stating that she had secretly been pregnant and unexpectedly gave birth at home. The messages indicated that DiMaggillo's baby was born alive and crying, but that DiMaggillo had done something to the infant.
When deputies arrived, they say the 20-year-old led them to a shallow grave in the backyard. Investigators say she gave birth sometime Thursday and watched her child die. The baby was a girl, 3 pounds, 6 ounces, and 18 inches long.
She goes to the bathroom. She thought she just had cramps, pains, and then she goes into labor and delivers a child. She sees it in the toilet, leaves it there, watches it, hears it cry, and waits until it stops crying and moving. She hid the infant in a duffel bag in her closet and went about her normal daily routine. She went to her college.
And he says she came here to the Little Theater in New Smyrna Beach for a performance. She played the character Virtue in the musical Anything Goes. Detectives say she then returned home around 10 Thursday night. The chief deputy says she buried the child wrapped in a towel in a shallow grave out back.
As far as the grave, deputies only had to remove, I'd say maybe 4 to 5 inches of dirt to discover the baby.
Ann Mae DiMaggillo will be charged with aggravated manslaughter of a child. Under Florida's safe haven law, anyone who can't care for a newborn can surrender the baby at a fire or police station or a hospital.
Yo, man, I don't know. I didn't even know what to say. But this is what the pro-choice movement has created, right? The ability for women to just not have accountability for their actions, right? Because, I mean, obviously she has been charged with aggravated manslaughter, but this just shows you the mindset of many of these mothers who do not want to have their children, and they think it's just something that they could just get rid of and they have no consequence, right? Because the fact that she thought that she could just bury the child and she watched it cry and watched the baby drown in the toilet just tells you every single thing you need to know about modern society and how it's been permeated by this, mindset that, it's just a clump of cells. That is why that rhetoric is very dangerous. It's just a clump of cells, because had she not thought like this, the baby would probably still be alive. But this is what pro-choice has caused, literally.